Guys, this is Tam. Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be trying to make my own glue book. So this is what I'm going to be using. I have some decorative paper here, and I got this out of, my kids are here, so you're going to hear a lot of background noise, specifically from my toddler. I got some decorative paper from one of my paper pads, and this is an 8.5 by 11, and I got 2 pink pieces of cardstock. For the inside pages, I got some white and ivory, just regular copy paper, and I took some pages from a book. So, and I'll be using the 3-ring binder method to put everything together, and we'll go ahead and get started. So I want to use Fabri-Tac glue because I know it doesn't warp the pages, and I want to try to keep the cover at least from warping, no wrinkling or buckling or any of that. So I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac because I know it won't cause the pages to, and this bottle is actually almost gone. So I'm storing it upside down, trying to get all of it out of here. So this glue is just about $10 a bottle, so it's definitely something you don't want to waste. So I'm trying to put it down, and I got glue on my fingers. Trying to put it down as evenly as possible, but I think I'm going to use my roller to kind of smooth it out too. So just making sure I'm getting the edges, I guess, as best as I can, so that I won't have any of my edges peeling up. So the pages and this chipboard that I'm using, this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of chipboard, and those are what I'm using for my covers. And I'm just going to take my roller and just kind of make sure all of this is, maybe I'll turn it on this side, because in case some of that glue comes out of the edges, I won't get it on my roller. So just making sure that is down really well. And on the inside, I want the pink cardstock. So that is what my cover is going to look like. The floral images on the outside, the pink images on the inside of the cover. So go around the edges here. And then just get as much as I can on the inside. So I thought about what exactly, I see glue books all over YouTube, as most of us have, and people have all different kinds of ways to do this. Some people just use a notebook. Some people use they repurpose a regular reading book. Some people just glue down inside of a magazine. They just glue on top of, regular magazine paper. Some people just do it in whatever. So everybody has their own preference, and there is no one way to do it, I guess. But I wanted to do mine this way because I wanted it fairly big. I wanted it to be the 8.5 by 11 size. And I wanted my pages, for the most part, to be blank. So that's why most of my inside pages will be that copy paper. Because as I glue things down, I'll have the option to make the background of the pages whatever I want them to be, and not feel obligated or confined to lined paper or dot grid paper or regular grid paper. I can, you know, put whatever I want on the background, or nothing at all. You know, if I just wanted a plain background and not, I'll have that option. So you can always, you know, do more with a plain background versus one that has already been created. And so that's what I wanted to do, have options and not feel. But I am adding some book pages because if I like the look of words behind an image, and so I thought I would use some of those in here as well. So that's what I'm doing. I felt crafty. I thought about going to Walmart and just trying to find some sort of book or journal or tablet or notebook that was similar or as close to what I was looking for. But then I was like, I could just make my own. Why not? I have plenty of paper here. I have this, you know, chipboard here. I could just go ahead and make it. So that's what I am doing. Just making sure that it's rolled out really good. Squeezing that glue, pushing it into all over the page. Just pushing it around. So that's one side, and this is the other side that I'm going to put the pink cardstock paper on. Going around my corners. I've been trying to do this particular project. I wanted to record it, and I've been trying to do it for the last couple of days, and I just never have a quiet moment. So I figured I'm just going to go ahead and do it now, since, you know, the house is never going to be quiet anyway. So, sometimes it's just how it is. You're going to hear background noise from kids and the husband, and, you know, this is definitely a family channel. So, I have folks around all the time. Unless I get up really early on the weekends or something like that before everybody else gets up, there's usually somebody always around. So I decided today was as good as any because I want to go ahead and start using it. So I wanted to go ahead and create it, and then I'm getting some kind of black. I don't even know what that is. But that's fine. I'll probably glue some sort of images on the inside cover anyway. I made a little label to go on the outside, and it just says Tam's Glue Book. So that's what I'm going to put on the outside front cover. So this is what we have. I think I'm going to distress the edges. And I'm going to use some Tim Holtz Walnut Stain Distress Ink. Just the edges of my cover. So it won't look all plain. And distress kind of adds a little bit of what I like it to look like. A little bit of character. And I am going to do both the inside and outside cover. So let's see. Just distressing it. Obviously, this, you know, is something that is a preference. Everybody don't like, you know, distressed edges. So if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. I like them though. So this is what we end up with in terms of edges, that little brown going around the edges. Do that for this one. Then we'll move on to the next part. And the next part is basically I'm going to 3-hole punch this chipboard. I'm hoping I can do that in my 3-hole punch, my 3-hole punch. I don't know if I've ever tried anything like chipboard in it. I don't believe I have. So hopefully it's not going to be so thick that it doesn't fit underneath my prongs on my 3-hole punch, and hopefully I won't have to try to figure out another way to make holes. I'm hoping I don't have to figure out another way to make holes, because I don't know what I would do to make holes. I would probably have to find another way to bind this all together. So just finishing up the distressing of my edges. And see if I can get this to punch. So basically, like all glue books, you glue whatever you want in it. And specifically for me, I want to be gluing down images that I like, but I really don't know what to do with. Some images I use in my journaling. Some images are just being stored away. I don't know what to do with them. So I'm hoping by creating this glue book, it'll help me not have so many pieces just kind of accumulating and not really doing anything with them. I'm hoping I will be able to use this this glue book for that, and just as another creative outlet. So this is my 3-hole punch, just a regular old 3-hole punch, and it doesn't look like that is going to get in there. The chipboard is too thick. So of course I squeeze it in there, and now I can't get it out. Let's see. I want it to be even. So I'm trying to make sure after I squeeze it in here, it's going to be, I think I always align the bottom. I think I align from the bottom. Yeah. I align from the bottom. So I just make sure my paper is coming all the way down to the bottom here instead of the top, because the holes will be even. So I'll have the same amount of space at the bottom of the page that I do at the top. So let me see if this is going to let me actually press down. Glory, hallelujah. I did not know how that would work out. So there you go. I got my 3 holes. There you go. You don't know unless you try, right? So let me do this one. Align from the bottom. All right. And then we're going to bear down. All right. There we go. 3 holes. So, this is my front and my back cover. Alright, so that's what we're going to have. And now, let's go ahead and 3-hole punch my inside pages, which again only consists of off-white or ivory. It's ivory copy paper and just plain white copy paper. So I want the alignment to be the same. I put it in and I align it from the bottom. There we go. And do all of these. And then we're going to assemble it. Put it together. So hopefully I will be able to jump on here and share some of my glue book journaling with you guys. I like all kinds of images. I don't think I want to narrow it down to just one thing. If I like it, I want to be able to just cut it out and glue it down in here. I like a lot of words. So let's say I'm looking through a magazine and it says something like a brand new you. And it's talking about hair color or losing weight or something like that. I'll cut out that word, those words, a brand new you, and I can glue it down in my glue book. So those kind of things, I've just been accumulating them along the way, and I just want to start, gluing that stuff down somewhere. And again, sometimes I use it in just my regular journal, and sometimes I just have a stash that is, that's been accumulating, and I don't have really anywhere to put it. So I'm going to make the rest of these holes, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm done with my holes, and now I am going to assemble everything together. Now, I want it to be variety. So, like, I don't want just all of my white pages together, all of my ivory pages together. I want to kind of mix it up a little bit so that when I open it to start gluing things down, it's like everything is not the same as I flip through. So what I think I want to is put like a regular page on the front of a book page and a regular page on the back of a book page, and kind of go that way and see if that's going to look the way I want it to. So let's try it. And then if I have extra, I think I have a total of 20 sheets of copy paper and 12 sheets of book pages. 12 book pages. So I know I'm going to have more of one thing than I do another, and that's fine. I'm not looking for like an even number. And these book pages are just some pages I took out of a wine book that I have. I bought from a bookstore. You know how they sell just books about all kinds of stuff. The wines of Germany, but it's not just Germany. It has like different countries. I don't think I want to cover that one up. This one actually may go on the very front. I might put that on the front. So a variety of different countries and specialty wines, how they make them, what the life of the wine is, what do you call it, the aging process. I can't think of the right term, but I bought that book to create a journal, a wine journal, but I haven't gotten around to doing that. I haven't gotten around to doing a whole lot of journals I want to make. Again, time is a factor right now, and I really need to figure out how to just set aside more time to do the things that I like to do. It's just been difficult, especially since the start of the new year. It just seems like for whatever reason, I just don't have the same amount of time I used to have. And I haven't done anything different. I still have the same job. I still have the same number of kids, the same husband, the same house. So I'm not really sure what the deal is. But I know being able to set aside time to do the things that you like to do is important. And you take care of everybody else. You have to make time to take care of yourself. and do some of the things that you like to do. And so I know it's important. It's just a matter of working it out, like in my mind, figuring out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it and things like that. So I've assembled all of my book pages and my copy paper, and now I have a lot of paper left over. So what I think I'm going to do is just insert it, just take pieces of it and just insert it in here. Or maybe because I left my book pages together, so like when you open that, you have like, I think I will maybe insert a couple of pages in between every other book page. I don't think I have enough to do every book page, but you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Let me make sure I get this right. Now this is the first page. Yeah, I think I'll put a page in there. Put a page behind that one. I want this to be the first page. Like when you open it up, open my glue book up, I want that to be the first page I see with that nice image of Germany on it. So that's why I'm leaving that blank. I'm not putting anything on the top of it. So let's see here. And I know this is probably boring for some. You can fast forward, like speed me up if you want, but I just find it so relaxing, just getting on here crafting, having a thought, watching it come together. So I watch people's videos. I watch some long videos, but I find it, relaxing just to see somebody enjoying their creative process. I like that. Seeing nothing become something. Like seeing somebody put together, a book or some sort of craft or whatever. I like watching stuff like that. So obviously, because that's what I like to see, you kind of gravitate to doing what you like to see. That's what I noticed about YouTube a lot. The content most creators put out is the stuff that they like to see. So you have to have a passion for it. You have to like what it is that you do. Otherwise, people are going to pick up on the fact that, it's like a job, a chore. And they can see that you're not really into it. You don't really like it. And so that affects your subscriber numbers and things like that. So almost done here. Just taking a couple of sheets and putting it in between the book pages here. So it's going to be a relatively large glue book, but I wanted something that was going to last a little while, depending on how often I use it. So with that being said, I'm going to have a lot of room just to glue some stuff down and have some fun in here. So I have a couple of pages still left. I think I'm just going to stick them in the back for now. If I need to move them around, I guess I will. But this is what we are working with. So I'm going to take my 3, I think I'm going to, and these are medium. There are some 3-ring binder clips that are larger than these that I have, and I'm sure they get even larger. But I may have to use the larger ones because I've added some book pages, which I didn't originally have. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to use my larger ones. So I'll grab those and be right back. So these are the ones I originally had, and they're medium. I got some that are even smaller than these, but these are my larger ones. So these are the ones I'm going to switch these out for. And so I don't know the dimensions of these hooks, but I get them from the Dollar Tree. And so you get like Trying to think how many hooks. I don't even know. I think it's about 10 hooks for $1. It's either 5 or 10. And they come in all these different sizes that you see here. So I'm just slipping them in the side here. And what I want to do before I put my cover on here is put my label on the front. Tam's glue book. I want to do that before I want to do that before I put it down. So this is my cover, and I want to make sure that I'm going to put that perfect. So I am probably not going to get the center right. I mess up stuff like that, y'all. And it's just all over the place sometimes. So, Tam's glue book. There we go. So, slip it on here. And hook these together. And when you use 3-ring binding, you can expand. Like, I can add however many pages more that I want to this book. So this is what I have. Isn't it cute? I like it. And again, this size is 8.5 by 11. So when I open it, this is the first page I see, and that's my inside cover. And I'll probably glue something down on the inside here. Then I have a wine page, and then I have just a regular copy page. Now what I'm noticing as I'm flipping, because I left my book pages together, so I actually may end up having to separate those. Let me do that, and I'll come right back. Okay guys, I am now done separating my book pages, which took a few minutes. It took a little bit. So a couple of the pages did separate at the hole, and I just used some hole reinforcer labels to put that hole back together, and now the book can actually lay down as I turn the pages. So like as I'm working on this page or this one, I'm not constricted like I was when the pages were still attached, the book pages were. So I just flip through like so, and I'm able to work on, and here's an example of one of the holes ripping at the bottom here, and I just put the reinforcer label on there to kind of put the hole back together. And that's pretty much it. So again, as I stated before, hopefully I will be able to do some videos on my channel here as I do some glue book journaling. So some of it will just be gluing down pictures, some of it will be words, some of it will be words along with pictures, along with a little bit of handwriting. So it just depends on what it is that I feel like doing that day. And again, there are no rules. Crafting is so unique and individualized. That's what I love about it. I don't have to do anything the way you do it. You don't have to do anything the way I do it. We just do it the way you naturally feels good to you in terms of expressing yourself in your crafting. So with all that being said, that is pretty much all I have for this video on today. Just wanted to jump on here and show you guys how I made my glue book. I think it turned out fabulously. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so that you can know when I upload new videos. Also, if you enjoyed this crafty video with me making this glue book, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button so that the YouTube people can know that you enjoy my content. I also have a second channel. It's a Bible journaling channel. It's linked below in the description of this video, where I do some Bible journaling in my Bible as well as talk about my faith. Appreciate you guys. I love you so much. Thank you for being a part of this video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye.